Hello and welcome. Today we will be looking at 34 interesting facts and references found throughout HROT that you may have missed. Number 1. AZ5 button. Each level of HROT ends by clicking a red button covered by glass, labeled A-35. This button is a reference to the emergency protection button in the Chernobyl reactor. This button is commonly referred to as the AZ5 button because the symbol 3 in Cyrillic looks like a Z. Number 2. Posters advertising GOT. A partially torn poster can be found in HROT advertising GOT. Karel Gott was a Czech singer, considered the most successful male singer in Czechoslovakia and the Czech Republic. He was voted the country's best male singer in the annual Český Slavic National Music Awards 42 times, most recently in 2017. Karel Gott passed away in 2019. May he rest in peace. Number 3. Steam vents on buildings in Prague. While being a small detail, the protruding steam ventilators on buildings throughout HROT are modeled after actual steam vents found in Prague. Steam was used to heat buildings during the turn of the century. Number 4. Electrical boxes. Opening electrical junction boxes will electrocute the player, dealing a small amount of damage and flashing white across the screen. How shocking. Number 5. The buzzer. A radio can be found in-game that is tuned to UVB-76, also known by the nickname the buzzer. It is a shortwave radio station that broadcasts on the frequency of 4,625 kHz. It broadcasts a short, monotonous buzz tone, repeating at a rate of approximately 25 tones per minute, 24 hours a day. Sometimes the buzzing sound is interrupted and a voice message is broadcast. These messages are always given in Russian by a live voice. Distinct conversations and other background noises have frequently been heard behind the buzzer, suggesting that the buzzing noises are not generated internally, but are transmitted from a device placed behind a live and constantly open microphone. In September 2010, several unusual broadcasts were observed. These included portions of the buzzer being replaced with extracts from Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. Number 6. Vodnik graffiti. In the level The Sewers, the name Vodnik is graffitied onto a wall. This is a reference to the myth of Vodnik. Vodyanoi, or Vodnik, is said to appear as a naked old man with a frog-like face, greenish beard, and long hair, with his body covered in algae and muck, usually covered in black fish scales. Consequently, he is often dubbed grandfather or forefather by the local people. He has webbed paws instead of hands, a fish's tail, and eyes that burn like red-hot coals. He usually rides along his river on a half-sunken log, making loud splashes. Local drownings are said to be the work of the Vodyanoi. Number 7. Skoda 100. At the beginning of the level Luna, a classic Skoda 100 is seen, a compact car made by Czechoslovakian automaker AZNP, with a total of 1,079,798 units produced in their 8th year production run. The Skoda 100/110 series was the first Skoda car to exceed 1 million production figures. The derived Skoda 110 R Coupe from 1970 to 1980 was styled similarly to the Porsche of the time, but with a much lower price and performance. Number 8. Handheld video game. Found on the ground throughout HROT is the Soviet-era handheld video game Nu Pogodi Wolf and Eggs game, or, well, just you wait. This game is a clone of the Nintendo Mr. Game & Watch. Nu Pogodi is a Soviet-era cartoon series featuring a wolf and a rabbit. In the handheld game, the goal is to catch the falling eggs in your basket. Number 9. Lenin's 1919 speech. When the theater's projector is activated in the level Palace of Culture. A clip of Lenin speaking is played. This is a reference to Lenin's famed 1919 speech. The speech can be summarized with the final lines: labor discipline, enthusiasm for work, readiness for self-sacrifice, close alliance between the peasants and the workers. This is what will save the working people from the oppression of the landowners and capitalists forever. Number 10. Wendigo Skull. The strange skull mounted on the wall of the church is the Wendigo Skull and Antlers, a reference to the great game within the same genre of HROT, titled Dusk. The Wendigo is a staple enemy of the referenced game. Number 11. Skoda LT VZ35. The player will face the boss that is a tank, specifically the VZ35, otherwise known as the Panzer 35T. This was a Czechoslovak-designed light tank used mainly by Nazi Germany during World War II. A total of 434 were built. Of these, the Germans seized 244 when they occupied Bohemia Moravia in March 1939, and the Slovaks acquired 52 when they declared independence from Czechoslovakia at the same time. Others were exported to Bulgaria and Romania. Number 12. Sulfuric acid. In the level titled Factory Farm, containers labeled sulfuric acid are found. Sulfuric acid is used in chicken farming for a process called water acidification, in which sulfuric acid is added to the chicken's drinking water in order to lower stress as well as prevent salmonella. Number 13. European Viper. The snake enemy is modeled and designed after the European viper, or European adder, which is the only venomous snake species found in Czechoslovakia. Number 14. The VZ-59 machine gun. The machine gun, which can be found on a tripod throughout HROT, is the VZ-59. The VZ-59 machine gun is a Czech-designed and produced general-purpose machine gun. Developed in the 1950s, the machine gun is still in military service to this day. Number 15. The Grandmother. The setting and location of the statue, The Grandmother, is based on popular Slovak folklore book, The Grandmother. In HROT, the player must defeat the Grandmother statue as it becomes sentient and will attack. This was inspired by the lead developer of HROT's own experience with the statue as a child, who took a school trip to visit the real-life statue and was scared by the grandmother's evil appearance. Number 16. Blaskowitz from Wolfenstein. A skeleton is found in a cage with the name plate of Blaskowitz. This is a nod to the main character of the Wolfenstein series named Blaskowitz. It is fair to say that HROT took inspiration from old-school first-person shooters such as Wolfenstein. Number 17. MiG-21. The jet that can be seen flying overhead in Episode 3, Level 1 is the Russian supersonic jet, the MiG-21. This suggests that in the timeline of HROT, Russia has invaded Czechoslovakia. Number 18. Newt on the toilet. A newt can be seen doing his business on a toilet, reading a newspaper. Killing him and breaking the toilet allows the player to progress in level. Number 19. Newt Cave Rave. The Cave Rave is an underground event popular in Eastern Europe. As we can see in HROT, the newts are blasting techno and dancing around a fire in a cave. The newts will only attack you if the music is turned off. Number 20. Secret Nazi Gold. In Episode 3, Level 1, a secret wall can be destroyed, revealing a stash of golden treasures. This is referencing the lore of the hidden World War II Nazi gold, which includes such artifacts as the Holy Grail. The theme of World War II Nazis is heavily present in this level of HROT. Number 21. Newt Spawner Fryer. The pool in which newts spawn from in HROT is labeled as Poter, which translates to English as fry. This suggests the newts are rising from within a deep fryer. Number 22. Moloch Nazi banners. Nazi banners with a swastika changed to an M decorate the walls of the Newt Fortress. This is a reference to the novel written by famed Czech author Karel Čapek, titled War with the Newts. Karel Čapek is also credited with coining the term robot. Number 23. Cave named Čapek. Carved into the cave wall is the name Čapek, in reference to famed Czech sci-fi author Karel Čapek. Another reference to Karel Čapek is the nuclear bomb, which is launched at the end of Episode 3, Level 1. Karel Čapek is famously known for his writings in 1920, which predicted the wartime use of nuclear technology and reactors. Number 24. Doily on the TV. Doilies are a common Slavic decoration, though the doily sitting on a TV in HROT is a likely reference to the popular internet meme photo of a television reporter leaning over to avoid Babushka's doily. Number 25. The Train Room. A model train can be found in Episode 3, Level 3. This model is a replica of the train station in the real-life town of Rudnice, Czech Republic. The model train can be played with, selecting 3 different speeds. Playing with the train for 3 minutes unlocks the achievement Cute Trains. Number 26. King George of Podebrad. George of Kunstad and Podebrady, also known as Podebrad or Podebrad, was the 16th king of Bohemia, who ruled in 1458 to 1471. He was leader of the Hussites. The king is the level boss for Episode 3, Level 4, and wields the Hussite crossbow, as well as wearing the king's crown. Number 27. Feeding the dogs. Multiple dogs can be freed from cages in Episode 3, Level 4. Interacting with the dogs will give them a treat, though after feeding the dog 4 treats, the dog will vomit. The dogs will also defend the player by eating enemy rats. Number 28. Cooked dogs. At the very beginning of Episode 3, Level 5, a cooking fire and grill are seen containing the charred remains of 2 creatures. The cooked bodies are suspiciously similar in size and shape to the dogs from the previous level. Poor doggies. Number 29. Tuzek's Voucher. A secret item hidden in HROT is the Tuzek's Voucher. Tuzek's was a series of state-run shops in Czechoslovakia from 1957 to 1992, which did not accept normal Czechoslovakian koruna currency, but only vouchers which could be purchased from banks using foreign currency. They supplied luxury items, local goods in short supply, and in particular foreign goods. The Tuzek's vouchers were effectively an unofficial parallel currency. Number 30. Putin riding a bear. The final boss of HROT is the Supreme Commander-in-Chief, who looks identical to Vladimir Putin. In the fight, Putin is riding a bear, which is a reference to a popular photoshopped meme of Vladimir Putin, shirtless, riding a bear. Number 31. Igor the Robot. The mini-boss Igor is a reference to the Kalashnikov company's battle mech named Igorek, a failed real-life attempt by Russia to create a bipedal mech. The way to defeat Igor is to lure it down the stairs. This is a reference to RoboCop, in which Ed 209 falls down the stairs in a similar fashion. Number 32. Dobrosov Artillery Fortress. The level Dobrosov Fortress takes place in the real-life Dobrosov Artillery Fortress. This is a defensive fortress built as part of the Czechoslovak fortifications built in the 1930s, among other things built as a result of the election of Adolf Hitler as Chancellor in Germany. It was one of the backbone fortifications on the northern border of Czechoslovakia. Number 33. Horloge Clock. The horloge clock, which the player fixes at the end of HROT, is a reference to the real-life horloge astronomical clock in Czechoslovakia. A note is found in the same level that reads, "If the horloge stops, this country is done for." There are many urban myths and legends surrounding this clock. Some stories say that the clockmaker threw himself into the mechanics of the clock to stop it from ever working. Other stories say he destroyed the mechanism until it was broken beyond repair. It was said that once the horloge astronomical clock stops running, for a long time, the Czech nation will suffer bad times. Could this be the reason for the apocalypse of HROT? Last but not least, and pardon my pronunciation, number 34, Tridelnik. Found exclusively in the epilogue of HROT is the health item Tridelnik. Tridelnik is a special occasion dessert served in Czech Republic and Hungary. Tridelnik is a kind of spit cake and variant of kurto skalax. It is made from dough that is wrapped around a stick, then baked and topped with sugar and walnut mix. And that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.